Welcome, everybody. I'm happy to be talking on this session, which is particularly on solutions in IoT and artificial intelligence. And with that, we can get started. I'll just give a brief background about myself. I'm an entrepreneur in the field of medical technologies and robotics. I've done my double masters in robotics and in biomedical engineering. I have close to 12 years of experience in developing medical technologies and artificial intelligence solutions. Some of the key aspects or my key experiences come from working for the defense forces in developing ground IoT or AI based solutions for them. Secondly, for developing medical wearables for emergency care, which is in the form of health positive, which is supported by IIT. And so I've done in the past, I've worked on lab on a chip devices and certain bloodless surgeries and artificial heart related applications there in the US. So right now, I'm motivated by the fact that I would want to develop preventive healthcare solutions, which will be powered or enabled with appropriate and timely information, and that's where IoT and artificial intelligence play a crucial role. So that's about me. So our presentation today is going to focus mostly on giving an introduction to artificial intelligence. What are the key tools that are there in artificial, which are commonly applied with AI, and then I'll go into a little bit of applications which are going to be on in healthcare, self-driving cars, education, skill mapping, security surveillance related applications, human resource planning, and finally, what are the benefits and what is it that we should look forward to in AI and IoT based solutions. So let me give first a brief introduction as to why and where did IoT and AI as a combination come for. It came for industry. It's a crucial part of Industry 4.0. So what we would notice in today's day is that we are actually moving from paper notes to digital bytes. That gives you a very good impact in terms of empowering your employees. It engages your customers, it transforms your products, and it optimizes the operation. So what has actually happened is business has actually come in full circle, and business has become at the speed of light. So that's brought a paradigm shift. So what it has actually given us is a lot of seamless and remote access to information. It has given you the power of data analytics, and it has brought this at a very extremely cost efficiently, and it has given you at an extremely fast speed. So that is the power that digital transformation has brought about. So that brings us to the next step, that is Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0, Industry 4.0 is Industry 4.0 is a seamless integration of devices and people, which is going to be powered by artificial intelligence. That is the context of what is Industry 4.0. And with this small video, I would like to introduce you to what Industry 4.0 or what Industry 4.0 holds in the future for all of us. As you can see from this video, humans and device, the key integration of them and the what's called the seamless integration of devices and people, which will be powered by humans and devices, is going to play a crucial role in Industry 4.0. And that's mostly going to be powered with timely information available at your disposal, reliable and secure data, and individualized services. So that's where artificial intelligence and IoT will play a crucial role. So moving forward to this thing, the key elements that enable the success of Industry 4.0 are going to be IoT, that is Internet of Things, artificial intelligence. And so now I'll give a small brief introduction as to what is intelligence. It is the ability to observe and to understand from data. And that means that a reliable collection of data is important. Data interpretation, which can take place with the help of machine learning, and artificial intelligence would actually be able to interpret data and assist in decision making. That is how all of these four things would be integrated together to make sure that Industry 4.0 can actually see the light of the day. So I'll give a small introduction to artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence helps in providing the power of assisted decision making. Artificial intelligence is not intended towards the objective of completely taking over the role of making decisions, but it is providing the power to the humans to provide assisted decision making. It brings about a big paradigm shift, because now what was there in the past was that data would always be or decisions would be taken on based on intuitions, but now decisions would be taken based on empirically supported. So that brings about a big paradigm shift in the way we take and approach decisions. They're no longer going to be impulsive, but they're going to be AI assisted in the right direction. And finally, the decision to be taken would be in the hand of humans. So, data is some of the key takeaways from this point or this artificial intelligence would be that data just never lies, data and is never biased. Better decision making can take place when data is kept as a reference and we believe in the empirically supported ideology. It is always more accurate and in the end, particularly in the interest of the outcome. That means there is no bias which takes place. So I'll just show a small video of artificial intelligence so we get to understand what artificial intelligence is capable of doing. So with that, you must have got an introduction of why artificial intelligence is important and what can it do. So moving to the next slide, which would be the key tools that are which play a critical role in artificial intelligence implementation. The first one is chatbots. Why do we need chatbots? Because chatbots are extremely efficient, personalized, intelligent assistants. The need, it's simple. Simple questions that do not require the full attention of a person can be made with the help of a digital chatbot can be made available to constantly support and which can be gradually taught by an operator. So that's where the chatbots play a very crucial role. So there is no other appropriate solution alternative for it. Google, websites, digital applications, they aren't an appropriate solution for it. And that's where chatbots play a crucial role. So they provide a 24/7 assistant and they remove the burden on professionals and allow them to focus on their main task. So the key takeaways, it enables the operator to be more efficient. It ensures that the customer is satisfied continuously and can continue evolve on its own. So you can see the applications of chatbots and they are all powered with artificial intelligence and IoT based solutions. The next application of artificial intelligence is prediction systems. Artificial intelligence to provide quality diagnosis scalable to all. Now, what is the need? A doctor's diagnosis is not consistent or even accurate amongst doctors, and that's a very big problem because a prediction system that can capture all vital information and learn and continuously evolve is necessary. So the right diagnosis is very important. We all know the importance of having a right diagnosis, and a right diagnosis will get the patient on the recovery path faster. Now, this is all possible with the help of artificial intelligence and IoT because it is also scalable, it is also consistent, and it is empirically supported to get to be more accurate. So the key accuracy will soon surpass clinical diagnosis in some of the AI-based medical tools that are being developed. It is cost-effective, it's scalable, it's available 24/7, and it's globally accessible. So that's where prediction systems will play a major role in artificial intelligence and IoT-enabled solutions. So the next key aspect, which is very important, or which will play a crucial role in artificial intelligence and IoT-based solutions, is image processing. It is the ability to understand an image and identify an anomaly. So I'll just give one example, and that is that India has close to 1 lakh patients for every radiologist for detecting cancer. Now, the solution that is needed out here is an automatic, cost-effective screening, AI-enabled image processing solution. Now, the only way that's possible in today's day would be with the help of AI solutions along coupled with IoT-based sensors. It enables automated screening, early diagnosis, increases the chances of cure. And what would be the takeaways? Preventive healthcare, which needs a cost-effective tool which is scalable and has a desired accuracy, would be made possible with the help of AI and IoT-based solutions. So these are the three main areas which IoT is playing a crucial. IoT and AI are playing a crucial role, particularly in the healthcare sector and in some of the defense and the other educational related sectors. So I'll give some of these applications and show some of the applications. For example, one application which is being developed is that you're able to provide a timely health information to save lives. So now the intention out here, or the scenario that is there, is that usually when we are in an emergency, a medical emergency particularly, health information is not available, and that at that particular time, the difference between life and death can be made available with the help of timely health information. So nowadays, you must have noticed smart watches and also IoT smart watches are enabling that you're having your position available, at the same time able to detect your status of your physiological parameters. So now if these physiological parameters can be integrated with the help of your emergency hospitals and along with your medical database, coupled with your emergency response system, which can be your caregivers or your paramedics, it can bring about a massive change in terms, it can bring about a difference between life and death, because time is of a crucial importance, particularly in a golden period of survival, and that actually maximizes the chances of survival. So it's a very critical importance, and that's where IoT and AI-based solutions can play a major role. Now, if you look at if you look at the long-term perspective of this, the long-term perspective where you are actually able to prevent cardiovascular, depression-related, or respiratory-related diseases, that can bring about an emergency response and can prevent an emergency response, and allows you to actually keep sensing the patient for any preventive related health alerts. That's where the option of or the preventive healthcare can play a crucial role. So now IoT and AI-enabled technologies can play a crucial role in the long-term health of a patient as well. So AI is an extremely crucial assistant for personalized healthcare. It can provide real-time assessment, and it can also be used for predictive analysis. I'll just show one video which will help in emphasizing the points that I've just mentioned. So with that, I think we should have got an idea of the applications and the possibility of implementing artificial intelligence and IoT in the healthcare arena. So the next application which we are looking at is going to be a case study for automotive testing, which would be the next generation of automobiles, which would be smart, aware, and more secure. So IoT-based sensors, which would include starter, locks, music applications, lights, trunk camera, they can detect whether the particular application is being utilized. Machine learning-based services can be made available, which would be repair services, insurance, roadside assistance, parking, fuel, and in-car and infotainment, which can all be made possible with the help of machine learning applications, which senses where IoT sensors have sensed the information, and machine learning has actually acted upon it and made that information available to the user. In the future, AI-based services which could include autonomous driving be made possible, and that is all possible based on these IoT-based sensors coupled with machine learning information and actual assisted decision making made with the help of AI. Smart automobiles. So these automobiles are going to be not only is going to monitor the environment and have a complete awareness, but they would also relay the real-time information, make sure that you are having the customized information for your benefit, and would also ensure and secure the driver by self-driving abilities. I'll just show you one video where the autonomous driving is being done with the help of AI-based solutions. So the next main area where artificial and IoT-based solutions are being used right now is the next generation of security, which includes locating, identifying, and impacting a particular, uh, which needs to locate, identify, and create an impact. So autonomous robots, which help the risk of reducing soldiers exposed to hazardous environments. Applications can include mines, nuclear plants, defense, police forces, anti-terror operations. Smart security, that's going to be the key futuristic application, which is preemptive strikes with minimum casualties. And in this, the key important thing is going to be information gathering, which will be done with the help of sensors, machine learning, which processes that information, and artificial intelligence for decision making. So I'll just show one video where artificial intelligence is being implemented from a military aspect or application. With that, you must have got a good amount of idea of the applications of artificial intelligence and IoT in military-based scenario. So another key aspect where artificial intelligence is going to play a crucial role is going to be in human resources. Right from the point of talent acquisition to onboarding talent to training to performance evaluation and retention, artificial intelligence will prove to be a very big resource. So if you would have noticed that when it comes to the starting point, where is talent acquisition and identifying candidates, a perfect fit for the organization can yield extremely high benefits. On the other hand, an imperfect fit can lead to disaster. So that's where identifying the right talent and making sure that they are trained appropriately Artificial intelligence can map that strategy for the new talent consistently. It can also evaluate the self-paced learning to ensure that the performances of the team members or the talent is being appropriate. At the same time, employees appraisal along with other parameters can be evaluated consistently. It has been observed that employee turnover costs 6 to 9 months salary in training, and it helps and artificial intelligence enabled human resources application helps in boosting the morale of the team and raises revenue by close to 30%. And this is all possible with IoT, machine learning, and artificial intelligence capabilities, and which is seen in certain organizations which have implemented it to bring about 30 to 40% increase in performance. Eventually, it leads to retention, better employee retention, and better employee training, and better employees evaluation. So, at the end, a perfect fit in human resources can bring about substantial benefits, and it can bring about a long-term, seamless employee and company engagement, and that can be made possible with artificial intelligence providing the right set of uh, evaluation, at the same time, the right set of inputs to ensure that all the needs of the employee and the company are met appropriately. So Industry 4.0 will play a key role and shaping up the HR enabled technologies which will be coupled with IoT, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. So IoT will be definitely very useful for candidate information, machine learning for selection and interaction, and artificial intelligence for prediction, selection, and retention of the candidates. The next application where artificial intelligence and IoT based technologies are being somewhat used and are going to be used heavily in the future is ensuring that in banking and insurance. And the key aspect out there is going to be that past financial information will power the future. That is the kind of aspect that is being looked into. Now, whether it is robo advice providing or fraud detection, or be it chatbots or algorithm training or customer recommendations, all of this will be powered with the help of artificial intelligence enabled tools. As you must be noticing, with the help of various IoT based technologies, or which can be your phone enabled or computer enabled, you're doing able to do a lot of banking transactions online, and that is all made possible with IoT based technology, which integrates your card to your ATM, to your mobile phone, to your mobile banking. So financial intelligence. Financial intelligence will provide individualized, data-driven financial products, which will help improve the customer experience. So now coming to the next point is how is artificial intelligence implemented? So the critical aspect in this in artificial intelligence implementation is that you have a basic training data which helps in training the machine learning algorithm, helping in create a model. And that model, which is in the form of an algorithm, predicts certain aspects or queries of particularly new data that comes in. And then this is again evaluated, and again the model is modified, improved, and then further this fine tuning of feedback process continues till the algorithm is perfect enough to predict in any of the scenarios. So I'll just show you one implementation, or I'll show you one video where artificial intelligence is being implemented, and it is a feedback loop which enables artificial intelligence to evolve. So with that, you must have got an idea of how the inner working of artificial intelligence actually works and how the algorithm is actually trained. So finally, I would come to the benefits and conclude, and which would be that artificial intelligence and IoT helps in personalized, faster, easier, accurate, and scalable information. And it makes it not only personal, affordable, accessible, continuously it can improve, it can provide it 24/7, and it is consistent. So it's the next generation of technology which will learn continuously and it will evolve on its own. And the key takeaway is that AI, IoT have immense potential. It is the behavioral change that we need to be receptive to. And once artificial intelligence and IoT start delivering, apprehensions will disappear. So I'll give a small brief introduction of Oxygen to Innovation and Health Positive. So we are into the field of education and in the field of health and wellness, where we are trying to bring the bridging the gap between the K-12, the university, and the industry to ensure that children are getting the most optimum education and guidance available. And secondly, we're working towards health positive, which is providing timely health information to save lives. Our capabilities include rapid prototyping, robotics, drones, system on chip, IoT, artificial intelligence, and medical product development. And in this, We're looking for collaborations in joint product development, and I feel that a collaborative effort yields the best results. It reduces implementation time with objectives being achieved, and it's a cost-effective and affordable alternative at all times. And with that, we'll come to our concluding slide. And I would thank everybody for being here. And I truly believe that artificial intelligence and IoT will bring about a transformational change, and we should be receptive to it to avail its true power. And I thank 10XT for this opportunity and this platform to present in front of everybody. With that, I'll be happy to answer any questions that everybody would have.
Hi, Abhinav. Thanks for a great session. This is Yashwanta this side. So, you have mentioned that in the defense application that ML can be used for information screening. Can you elaborate on that, please?
In which aspect of it? Like, can be evaluated for screening? Again, security applications can be used in various things. It can be used for either you're screening individuals, or you're screening information, or you're screening any particular application. It can even be used for autonomous driving and autonomous navigation and all of those applications. So any specific application that you're looking at and something that you want and information on?
Uh, so you mentioned general information screening. So okay. So now I understand which categories you are referring to. That's fine. And what do you see are the current challenges of AI implementation, in India, especially for startups?
So actually, the problem where artificial intelligence faces a roadblock is data. That data is not usually available, and neither is it either because once you're starting to work with information or data, particularly, it has to be labeled or labeled data, particularly. Otherwise, it becomes unsupervised learning, and unsupervised learning has a very low accuracy compared to supervised learning, and for that, your data has to be very well organized and labeled. When I mean labeled is that you should know the outcomes when these were the inputs, what was the outcome. All right. So for example, like, so if that is the case, most of the data or the information, the way it is organized in India particularly, it's not so well labeled. So the outcomes are not there, but you might have the initial information, but the outcomes are not there, or you might have the outcomes and you won't have the initial information. That's why the quality of data is going to be very critical in artificial intelligence implementation. And that's where India lacks particularly.
So, just to elaborate further, the labeling happens at the application end, or where the data is being generated, that is via the application, right?
Yes, the feedback cycle has to be there. For example, if somebody took a radiological treatment,
Yeah.
then whether he got treated or not treated has to be there in that particular data set. So
Right.
that sometimes that information is not there. That information, okay, the patient came with so and so symptoms, whether he got treated or he didn't get treated, and whether it worked or it didn't work, that is sometimes not mentioned.
Yeah, so I put my question on the chat. Basically, few couple of years ago, I think Manipal went for Watson.
Okay.
So, you have any ideas of what they did with that, or any information on that?
Oh, not much. I don't know much about what Manipal University implemented in AI based solutions. That information is not available. But if you can tell me the case study, then I can probably tell you that whether any inputs on that I can provide. I can help you out with.
This is not Manipal University, it's Manipal Hospital. The
Okay,
hospital.
Manipal hospitals. Okay, sounds good. Yes.
So I need to recollect it. I just thought because I was seeing screens where you are in AI at healthcare. I just thought if you have some idea, but I should have some old notes when I was dealing with Manipal, but it was in a very different area. But yeah, they went for IBM Watson.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
For oncology, most probably for the oncology was the treatment they were going for.
Okay. So I'm not sure. I'll have to read up a little bit about it, but I'm not sure about the implementation. But yes, there are various hospitals across India. I mean, I know. I mean, there are various implementations which are being worked upon, particularly in various areas where screening will play a crucial role, either screening or in diagnosis. So I know definitely that lots of startups and lots of companies are working in that direction. In various, it can be either breast cancer screening, or it can be any sort of other radiological based screening, or it can be for even in for diagnosis or path labs also. That's where AI applications are also being worked upon. So those all areas are a coupling of IoT and AI applications are being worked on in the healthcare industry.
So basically, uh, while you came up with a lot of applications, a lot of areas like medical, defense, banking, you are
Right, right,
also talking of the education. We need to have some use case if you have, which is like sprinkled with some Indian instances. Maybe not as mature as what you are talking about. Maybe the baby steps have been taken. That will give us a certain kind of stickiness in the discussion we have, because we can have a discussion on what you showed us to a customer, but as it happens in India, and most of the customers like to listen to the word like what others are doing.
right,
Obviously, it is not like if there is no Indian sentences there, it doesn't, the conversation doesn't hold good. But
right,
if you really, from a discussion to a deal, a deal being cooked up, kind of transformation needed. So some Indian lines, some Indian, stories
right, right,
helps build the stickiness. So that's something maybe I would like to have, so that uh, we can have this. Because in one of my earlier roles, I was looking after healthcare across India, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh, and we did. I At that time I did close a couple of deals in healthcare. So that's something as an information, but that actually got me connected to few CIOs in the healthcare or the hospitals. But since core AI was not something I was looking at as my profession that time, maybe I can go back to them with some AI stories, or maybe I can first find out whether they are, because they must be going around and gathering intelligence on AI, if they are doing some kind of internal point of view. So we can come and discuss on that, or we
sure, sure,
can. So
definitely.
I can have a definite point of view asked from them, obviously on a paid basis, so that we can move further on that.